Hi everybody, it's Sam here from Made to Surprise. Thank you for watching my tutorial today. I'm going to be showing you how to put together the double circle slider card from my new release. So this is how it looks when it's closed. So it's a really cute card. This one's probably my favourite. I just love the red frame and the sentiment here, and of course the lovely animals. But you just pull the sides and it extends the scene. Now I've carried it on with the pattern paper, but you can stamp on this, you can create your own scenes. We've done the dies separately so that you can use your own papers and stash that you have at home. You don't have to use the Woodland collection that we have with it. That is an addition if you want to buy it, but this is how it all looks together, and I just think it looks adorable. You've got lots of space on the back for writing your message, and you can have hidden messages here as well, and then you just pop in the sides and it will fit into a box envelope, which I have over on my Mixed Up Craft YouTube channel. I've also done this one here, which is using more of the additions, which I'll show you in a moment. So it's another die set, and you can create this gorgeous border which allows you to make a shaker card. And you can see I've got all these sequins behind, and everything is behind the plastic there, apart from these ones, the bee and all of these flourishes are all on the front. And then this one says wishing you an amazing day. Again, you can see the stand there, and then you pull the sides, and I've got some more of the characters and the scene that continues. And then the other one I've done is this one here, which is just using the die to make the actual double slider, and the only addition I've used here is just the sentiment, the special friend. But you just pull the sides again, and you can see I've just extended the scenes. I've kept it quite basic just to really show you how all the mats and layers look, but I still think it looks adorable. Love these two together, and I've just added some Nouveau drops onto the sprigs there just to add a little bit of texture, and it all stands up perfectly. And then you can just push in the sides like so, fold that down, and it will all fit into your envelope. So let me show you how to make these really fun cards. Okay, so I have cut everything out that you will need to make the card using the Woodland Folk Circular Double Slider die set. Now we've called it the Woodland Folk Circular because it does work with these dies here, which is the coordinating dies. However, these can also be used completely on their own if you just like to make circle shaped cards, and I will be sharing those kind of things over the coming weeks on my Mixed Up Craft YouTube channel, so you'll be able to check those out there if you want some more inspiration. So with this one here, if I keep that there so you can see everything. So what I've gone ahead and done is I've cut my base out. It just looks like a long rectangle, but there are score lines, there we go, all the way along, and you can see those here, and that is using the large die on the back here. So I've just cut that out once, so I'll pop that to one side because we'll stick that on last. And then here are all of the other dies, so I want to make sure you can see the dies and this as well. So if I just explain them a little bit, so what you have is you've got 3 circular dies. Now the largest one is the one that I've been using more for making just plain circular cards. You can use it for this one, but you'll see if I bring in this one here for an example, this one is exactly 6-inch diameter. So when you lay it down here, you only see a little bit of these pieces popping out the side. So if you don't mind that and you actually want them to be more hidden, then use this one. However, this one I'm using more for when I want to use this one here, and it's just a nice big size for when you just want to make a large circular card. What you want for this one, or how I've done this one, is you want the next one down, so it's this thin one here. They're all slightly different, so they're easy for you to know which one's which. So the thin one here, and I've die cut in yellow the main front of the card. I've also then cut 2 more, because this yellow card for me is quite flimsy, so I'm actually going to be sticking that onto there. So you only need 2 in that size, one for the front and one for the back, okay? But I've got the extra one just because I'm going to be sticking that just to add some strength. Then you've got a stitched one just here, and you want to die cut one of them because that's actually going to go in the middle. And then I've also used it to cut my scene, and you'll see just all those little dots around there, okay? Put that one back there, and the papers are from the new pad. This is just an adorable little 6x6 paper pad. I love it, and I've just chosen, we've got quite a few different scenes there, but I've gone for that one. You can see if I hold them up there, all your different scenes, and you'll see them from all the samples as well. So that's that ready. So that one I'm going to stick onto my main one. I'm just going to stick that again onto the same size just to add some strength, but that is the front. That one is slightly smaller with, again, that little dots all the way around or stitch detail. That's going to go in the middle, so you won't see that one. And then that is going to go on the back where the stand will be attached, and we'll be able to stamp write our message. So that's the circle order that you want to be doing. Then you see here, this is the mechanism one, and what it will do is cut this detail, and this is the main one for this is the tracks that the side pieces will slide along. You want to die cut 2 of them. I'm using 300 GSM cardstock. You'll then also have these 2 thin ones here, and that's with this one, so you want to die cut 2. And then these are the panels that come out the side, and you'll see I've got 3 there. So I've got the largest one, then I've got the next size which has got the stitch detail, and then we've got this layer or matte layer in the middle there. So I've got my 2 in the white, 2 in the yellow are going to go over the top, and you can see the stitch detail. And then I've just again gone into my paper pad, and I've taken, you want to make sure you get them in the right orientation, but I'm going to have one that's going to pull out from the left, so it's going to be an extension of that seam, and then I've got this one here which is going to pull out from the right. Okay, I'm going to get those all stuck down. I'm also going to just stick these ones, so I'm just going to stick my yellow on that one and then stick my pattern piece on the top there as well. So that's those all stuck down, and then you've got these 2 pieces here, so you want to grab one of these strips and you're going to weave it underneath. So you're going to go in from this side and then back out. We'll just bring that up, and then you're going to go back under again and then back out. Okay, and then you just want to make sure you've got an equal amount over each side and just push it right up to the end there. Okay, now I'm actually going to use some double-sided sticky tape or some red liner tape for this next bit. You can use liquid glue, however if any glue oozes out the side, and you may not even see it, the smallest amount, it will interfere with this running. So I'm going to show you using this, but I have done a lot of mine with the glue because I've done a very small light amount. So you can use glue if you would prefer, but I am just going to use and share this for the tutorial. Now what's going to happen is these pieces are going to fold around and they're going to go back over on themselves like so. So they sit over the top like that. Now you can see there how much tape you need, so I'm just going to add just a small amount. Like so, and I can see that that's going to sit over the top. Okay, so I'm just going to take the backing off, and you'll repeat this on the second one as well. Just make sure it all lines up like so. And now you can do a test run. You can see, if I hold it up it's going to be easier because it's pushing down on my desk, but you can see there that nice movement, and you would know if there's any glue stuck. And if you have got any, if you have used liquid glue, just use one of your glue erasers. I've got one here if anybody's not familiar with them. It's just one of these here. You can get them on the CraftStash website. It's under their essentials section, I believe. Okay, next I'm going to run some of the red tape along the top of that whole piece. Again, you could put liquid glue there if you want, like so. With the red tape, make sure you really push it down so there's no air bubbles. And then I like to just keep it at the end because it's just easier then for you to line everything up because you know that that's dead straight. Grab one of these. Now I've already stuck my paper on there, so it's, you know, I know that this is the one that's going to come out from the right hand side. I'm going to lay this down so the end of this sits along the, you know, on top of this. You want to make sure you've got an equal amount hanging over the top and the bottom, like so. You can see that it's nice and straight. Just push that down, and now if I hold this up, you can pull that along. You can see how that's going to work. Okay, so you want to repeat that now on this one. So again, I'll just show you this section. So, okay, so under that one, and then under again. So you have that. Okay, so I'm just going to fold and stick that down. Okay, and again I can pull that and push it back. It's going to be a bit flimsy at the minute because it's not attached to anything. But now you should have those two, and then you'll have that one, and you can kind of see how it's all going to come together. Okay, so next I want to start sticking these together. So I've got these strips of foam here, and I'm just going to run one along the top there. and also along the bottom here. Now if you don't have thin strips like this, what you can do, and what I've shared in many tutorials, is if you get yourself a roll of wax paper, it's very inexpensive, along with one of your normal kind of foam tape rolls, stick it onto the wax paper, and then using your scissors, I just trim that off. What you can then do is cut yourself thin strips of foam, and I've done this lots of times in my tutorials. It works really well, but you can see there, and now you can just take the bottom of the wax paper off and you can stick it along your card and then just peel the release paper off as normal. Okay, so that's another way if you don't have these ones that I've got here. So, and again, I'm just going to run a strip along there and also along there, and then flip it over, and you're going to run your foam along this side here. So there is dimension to these, and I have envelope box tutorials on my Mixed Up Craft YouTube channel. So again, if you head over there, you'll see more inspiration using this collection and also envelopes for these. So now you'll have your foam on both sides. Then I'm going to get the largest one from these other two left, because you've got the one with the stitching and then this one here. And the one that's going to be pulled out from the left, I'm going to take the backing off the back side, and you'll sit it in the circle and it will fit perfectly by lining up the four corners. Okay, don't worry too much about getting it straight, because it's a circle, it doesn't matter, you can just move the circle around, but you just want to get it in so that the four corners will sit perfectly within that circle. Then I'm going to take the backing off of these ones, and you're going to get the smaller circle, and you just want to make sure that it sits within that one, like so, and it means that the two mechanisms don't interfere with each other. Then I'm going to take the backing off of this one, and you can line up the points, because you'll just see the point of the one below. So I'm just going to line up that one with that one, and that means it'll be straight and match the one below. And then I'm just going to take the backing off of this one, and then you're going to grab the top one. You might want to hold this one up. Now obviously if it's, you know, got a pattern on like this has, you do want to make sure that you get it obviously how you want. That looks good to me. Stick all that down, and now when you pull the sides, you have your card. So now it's ready for me to decorate, and also this is now when you would start to add the additions if you did also purchase the additions set. So for this one here, so you get this beautiful frame, you get all these extra pieces here as well, and that's where I've pulled the special friend from, and that will give you this effect. And you can also then turn it into a shaker card, and I'll be sharing the shaker card style on my channel in due course, but that just gives you an idea of how all that beautiful frame and foliage looks. But for this one I just wanted to focus on putting the main card together. So I've got my special friend sentiment, which I'm going to pop along the bottom there, and it will sit perfectly within the curve of the circle. Okay, so now I can start arranging all of my critters. You get the dies to cut them, and the dies for both of the new stamp sets are within that set. So that's the other one here, which is the Woodland Animals, that's the Woodland Scenes set. Okay, so I'm just going to play around with these for a moment. I think I'm going to go with that arrangement. I've also just stamped the Go Nuts, It's Your Birthday. Now the ones, whatever you put on here, they have to be flat. You can't have any dimension because it will catch, and make sure again if you're adding any liquid glue that it doesn't, you know, ooze out the side. So I'm going to pop that one, Mr. Hedgehog, just there, and then so just put the glue mainly in the centre, and then you can just spread it out to the edges so it doesn't catch. I love the bird flying in the sky on that side. And now all of these I'm going to keep, you know, with the dimension, like I stuck that one on some foam. I've already popped the strip of foam on the back of there, so I'm going to get them stuck down. And lastly, we just need to add the stand. So I like to just go over the score lines. You don't have to do this, but I just find a track and just go over them. It's more because I've used a heavyweight cardstock. So I've just gone over that again. What you want to do is you'll have that 1/2 inch tab on this left-hand side in my case. Make it so it's a mountain fold. The next will be a valley, then a mountain. I guess if I do it that way, then it would be a mountain. To me it is mountain, and then another mountain. Okay, so that's the shape you kind of want. What's going to happen is this side is going to come around and attach, and you'll see there you get your stand. So I'm just going to add some of my glue, like so. Just bring that around. And it's a nice wide stand because it needs to be able to hold that shape. And I will be sharing again over on my channel how to make a quadruple slider. That looks really cool. So it's basically you make that again and you stick it so that you have, if I do this one here, so it would be like that shape, and the whole card can still be displayed standing up on the edge of a mantle or a windowsill, and it looks really cool. So again, keep an eye out for that as well. But now I've just added the glue there, and then I'm going to bring in my stronger glue, and on the side where the join is, I'm adding the glue, and then actually I always forget that, don't run the glue right along the bottom because you will see that. So with this particular Kalau glue, which I do like to use, it's a good example here to show you, it will, if you rub over it, as it dries it becomes stringy, and you can remove it. So it's a great glue if you have gone over the edges, you want to, or you've made a mistake, you want to lift it off, you can just rub your finger over and you'll get like this goopy piece there, but it does make it very easy. So you see now I've got my perfect cardstock again, and then the glue where I need it, and I've still got time to be able to do that without that glue setting. But now I can sit this. You just want to make sure you get the same amount poking out each side there. I'll just fold in the sides and then fold that flat. You can just make sure it's all stuck down like so. You'll see how wide it is there, so it really does hold that, especially when it's open. And then you have your finished card. I think it looks fantastic, and then it wouldn't be a finished Sam card without some glossy accents. This is just a glue, it's another adhesive, but I always use it for adding a glossy accent, and I love to use it on the eyes. So any kind of critters that I have, I always add some shine to the eyes. So it goes on, if you put it on heavy, it goes on a bit cloudy, but it will dry clear. Now can you see when it catches the light, you get that lovely shine and dimension as well. That is how you make the circle double slider card. So I hope you've enjoyed this video today. Do head over to Mixed Up Craft, my YouTube channel, if you haven't already, and you'll find lots more inspiration over there. And I also do Facebook Lives as well, and I'll be using these dies. Thanks for watching. Bye.